ECG urges customers to conserve energy. The Electricity Company of Ghana Limited has urged its customers to practice energy consumption habits during their stay at home amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Volta Regional Public Relations Officer of the company, Benjamin Obing-Entry, believed this would help ease energy expenditure and as well as enable customers to fully enjoy the benefits of the government's relief package. He also explained that customers who did not benefit from the package in May would have it reflected on their subsequent purchases. Bank of Ghana to support government with 10 billion Ghana cedis amid COVID-19. The Bank of Ghana says it stands ready to support government with 10 billion cedis in the wake of coronavirus pandemic. Addressing the media, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, said, "Today, under the Bank of Ghana Asset Purchase Program, the bank has purchased a Government of Ghana COVID-19 relief bond with a face value of 5.5 billion cedis at the monetary policy rate with a 10-year tenor and a moratorium of 2 years. He also added that the bank is ready to continue with its asset purchase program up to 10 billion Ghana cedis in line with the current estimates of financing gap from the COVID-19 pandemic. I was poisoned on set by Nanama McBrown. There has been several stories, mostly about envy, jealousy, and backstabbing stories about the Ghana movie industry. Speaking on Okuseku, the talk show, actress Nanama opened up on how she got poisoned by a colleague of hers whose name was withheld on the set of a movie she could not remember and almost lost her life as a result. She was rushed to the Okomfanoche hospital when the incident happened. She used the opportunity given her to advise upcoming actors to persist and persevere because every industry has its own challenges and the ability to get over leads to success.
Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tony, and you are watching ETV Ghana. This is the African Women's Voices Show, live on Facebook at ETVGH. It comes up every Tuesday at 4 p.m. and the repeat broadcast comes to you on Saturdays at 12 noon. It's another exciting Tuesday, and I'm very happy to see you today. But starting our show today, we would like to let all mothers watching right now to know that we've got something really nice from Yumvita. Yumvita is going to be rewarding mothers today, and the hampers are already looking tempting and inviting. I want you to be able to call in within the show to be able to answer some questions. When you answer those questions, then you get to win one of our hampers. So if you're a mother or if you have a sister who is a mother, ask her to begin to watch ETV right now because she's got the chance to win herself a very beautiful Yumvita hamper. Okay, this is the month of May, and we have our Health and Sanitation Month being experienced throughout the GMA group. and would like to let you know that you should tune in every day as we give you information on the best waste management practices for homes and businesses. And when we say tune in every day, we are talking about our YFM platform, ETV Ghana platform, and Happy FM platform. We are going to be giving you tips on health, diet tips, personal hygiene tips, and the latest updates on the coronavirus. We'll also bust some health myths and make you make the best decisions to ensure you live a healthy life in a clean environment. If you would like to partner our Health and Sanitation Month at ETV Ghana, please call 020-2222-059 or 024-2884-571 or 0244-942378. Already we've got sponsors, and they are Dragnet, Susie Herbal, Papa's Pizza, Moppers, and Lovelier. ETV Ghana, your world of quality entertainment. And from Baltic, another sponsor of ours, here on ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show, it says, in our quest to help create a world without a waste, Baltic Ghana Limited is fronting various initiatives to create an ecosystem that drives collective sustainable action towards managing our post-consumer plastics. The new Baltic Twist bottle has 7% less, making it economically friendly. Enjoy, twist, recycle, and enjoy your Baltic. And it says Baltic naturally. So if you want to keep yourself hydrated within these corona times, just make sure you get yourself some Baltic, after which you could just twist and get to recycle and help the environment. And I am gladly costumed by Buretex Clothing. She is located here in Accra around Yahoo Clinic. If you get to Airport West around the railway line, just look around. You find a beautiful signboard with beautiful mannequins and beautiful attire. That definitely will be the Buretex Clothing line. And just let her know that you heard about her on ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show, and she will definitely give you a treat. So we're going to be talking about abuse and so many forms of it. We do not want you to go away. But first, we're going to be taking our 60 seconds update. When we return, we will be introducing you to our guest who is going to delve into the issues for us. Do not go away. Stay tuned.
ECG urges customers to conserve energy. The Electricity Company of Ghana Limited has urged its customers to practice energy consumption habits during their stay at home amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Volta Regional Public Relations Officer of the company, Benjamin Obing-Enchi, believed this would help ease energy expenditure and as well as enable customers to fully enjoy the benefits of the government's relief package. He also explained that customers who did not benefit from the package in May would have it reflected on their subsequent purchases. Bank of Ghana to support government with 10 billion Ghana cedis amid COVID-19. The Bank of Ghana says it stands ready to support government with 10 billion cedis in the wake of coronavirus pandemic. Addressing the media, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, said, "Today, under the Bank of Ghana Asset Purchase Program, the bank has purchased a Government of Ghana COVID-19 relief bond with a face value of 5.5 billion cedis at the monetary policy rate with a 10-year tenor and a moratorium of 2 years." He also added that the bank is ready to continue with its asset purchase program up to 10 billion Ghana cedis in line with the current estimates of financing gap from the COVID-19 pandemic. I was poisoned on set by Nanama McBrown. There has been several stories, mostly about envy, jealousy, and backstabbing stories about the Ghana movie industry. Speaking on Okuseku the talk show, actress Nanama opened up on how she got poisoned by a colleague of hers whose name was withheld on the set of a movie she could not remember and almost lost her life as a result. She was rushed to the Okomfanoche hospital when the incident happened. She used the opportunity given her to advise upcoming actors to persist and persevere because every industry has its own challenges and the ability to get over leads to success.
And you're welcome back from the commercial break. This is ETV Ghana, if you're just joining us, and this is the African Women's Voices Show. Just before I went on the commercial break, I announced that we're going to be talking about abuse and different forms of it. Okay, so we have in our studio today an intelligent lady. She's smart and beautiful, and she's ready to tell us a lot more about the topic today. So join me as I make welcome Esther Dako. She's into so many things around women and human rights and activities, a lot. So I'd like her to tell us a lot about what it is she does around our topic. So please tell us. I wouldn't want to do all of that. So please, I saw your when I saw your profile, it was huge. You do a lot about rights and stuff about women, and I think I'm really impressed by your profile.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we're going to be going very quickly into the main issue of the day, and this is because we all woke up one day here in Ghana, and we realized that a father woke up and then just did something to his 3-year-old child. He flogged this 3-year-old child, mercilessly, and bruised this child on the back using electric wire. And the reason behind it was because this child just bedwet. A 3-year-old child bedwets, and you have to flog with wire and brutalize this child of yours. We thought that was the end of it. Just about 2 days ago, we also heard that another father cut off the ear of his 10-year-old son and burnt his fingers. Reason is that he's alleged to have stolen 250 Ghana cedis. So if you're watching the screen right now, you see the child whose ear was cut off by the father. The same child had his fingers burnt because it was alleged that that he stole about 250 Ghana cedis. And you begin to wonder why parents who are supposed to be protecting their children go as far as meting out this kind of injury on their children. And this injury is not only physical, it's emotional and psychological. So what kind of children are we producing into Africa? Wounded children, and we do not want this to continue. That's why we have Esther Dako to delve into the issues here with us, and then we see how we all can put our heads together and put a stop to this. So Esther, tell us, what actually is abuse and what is violence? I think we need to be able to understand if both are the same or different.
When we talk about violence, it's any act being meted out to someone against somebody, resulting in injury or pain against a person's wish or consent. Okay. So obviously, nobody in their right frame of mind will tell someone, beat me. So when we talk about violence, then it means that whoever is causing that pain or harm to the whoever is doing it out of something to punish the person.
Okay.
And when we talk about violence, the same as when we just try to group it in the types we have, the same as saying that somebody abusing someone. Okay. You see, they have a similar meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since they have similar meaning, let's just move into the story I just told.
Yes.
What will make a parent do such a thing to a 3-year-old child just for bedwetting? And, for a 10-year-old who allegedly, we feel that he's stolen 250 Ghana cedis and, you cut off the child's ear. What will move you to do that?
For me, I will say that, one, I don't want to say it's psychological, mental.
Okay.
But I will say that, one, there are laws governing the children of Ghana. That is the children's rights. And it says that any child below the age of 18 is a child. And in that law, there are so many things that talks about children, things that we shouldn't do to them. Now, for any man or woman to get up and beat a child to that extent, and let me tell your viewers that I'm not saying we shouldn't discipline our children.
Yes.
We have to. But at the same time, we don't have to do it in the way that will deform or harm them. Because if a child has stolen and you go and cut off the hands, you put the hands in water, in hot water and all those things, it's against the law. But you are asking what will make someone do that? One, I will say that let's assume they don't know that there's a law that governs it, and that says that if you do that thing, even if it's your own child. You can't be arrested. Because the law says that we shouldn't, you can have a way to punish them in a way, but cutting off the ear, a child who has soiled the bed and you use barbed wire to beat them, it's wrong. And for me, personally, I would say that if the laws of the land are being enforced, and whoever knows that if I do this thing to my child to the extreme, I will be taken to the police station and the laws of the land will deal with me, they'll be cautious. Before they touch that child in any way, they'll think about a second way of punishing them to get the main result without harming the child. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So, you know, outside here in Africa, abroad, we hear that even children call police on their parents. Could you say that this is somehow the reason why somehow their laws are better enforced? Or because I'm not going to say that they are free of violence and, you know, and abuse. They do that. But do you think that something like that is going to really work here in Ghana when a child can, you know, pick up the phone and, you know, make a call and ask, you know, for the parents to be arrested because they've, you know, abused him or her? Do you think it's going to work?
For
or maybe
me,
because it's a different society, we have to see how it works with our culture and all that?
Yes, culture counts. But then if the fact is, besides culture, we are living in the ages, things are improving, technology is going on. So if education goes on and the child gets to know that if you are my mother, my father, my guardian, you beat me to this extent. Are you getting me?
Yes.
This is the way I can find a way to report to get a redress. A time has come, they will get up and do that. But we are living in a system, a culture that as much as the laws are there, ours are different. But the best way for us to not to get there is for parents and guardians, people who look after such children, to get that education, to get that sensitization, and know that there are laws and there are better ways of dealing with them and punishing them. For all you know, such a child, you go to the house and you realize that the man himself is not even that, you know, grooming or nurturing him. But at the end of the day, when the child misbehaves, he comes as a father to beat him. Yes. So there are so many other factors that we have to look into.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Information getting to me right now is that there's been a verdict on the one who actually cut the son's ear. He's been sentenced to 55 years imprisonment for what he's done. So I think the government has acted really fast on this. This happened just about 2 days ago, and he's been taken to court, and it's already been settled that he's going to be serving 55 years imprisonment. So we're going to be following up with the with you and let you understand what's going on with the child who was also abused, the 3-year-old child. So once we have information about that, we'll also let you know what the situation is around it. Okay, so what kind of, could you explain to us the different forms of abuse?
The types we have, we have, for the work that I do, we have 5 types of violence. I will try and quickly tell us. We have physical violence. The physical violence is the type that when done to someone, you can see with the eyes. So for example, someone beating the child like what this man did, slashing the ears, a child has wet the bed in the morning, you put your hand in fire, or a man beating the wife, slapping, kicking, using stones, bells, those things you can see them, slashing someone with a knife.
Yes.
We have the psychological one. The psychological violence is being meted to the person. People can't see with the eyes, but it affects the person emotionally. What are some of them? You living with someone, for example, let me use a couple. The man can insult the woman, foolish woman, you are good for nothing, and you are in the house. When you talk, he's angry, he won't mind you, he's being silent. There are so many, those things, it affects you, but people don't see. So you can live in a neighborhood, you are going through that kind of violence. People might think, oh, Mr. and Mrs. So-so, and they are very nice. When they are passing, they are quiet and all that. But he's going through mental torturing in the house.
And I like the point that you raised. It's not only when the person says you're a foolish woman or says stuff about to you, when the person is also silent and not communicating or saying anything to you, it's also a form of
psychological violence. Yeah, but people don't normally realize. All that they normally will say that, oh, maybe daddy doesn't want anyone to talk to him. When he comes to work and the face is like this, means his things has come. But they are all forms of way they're using to sort of get angry at whoever they are living with. And we have the sexual violence. When you talk about sexual violence, it's more about rape, incest, what is it? Sexual harassment. Normally it happens in the workplaces. These days, first it's more of touching. You are passing, someone will touch your, excuse me to say, your breast. You do not want to. Unwanted, you know, and now these days it even become more common. They use text messaging, like today when we were closing, the way your body was shaking, all those unwanted kind of comments.
Yes.
So those are the sexual type of violence.
So let's go through it again. We've got the physical one, we've got the psychological, and we've got the sexual one. Okay.
Now, I'll come to economic violence. That one has got to do with finances and for essential needs. So when, as for example, a man stays at home and is trying to deny the woman of getting her essential needs, what are some of them? Some men will tell their wives, I don't want you to work.
Okay.
Not wanting you to work, not in the sense that he's coming to help you. Oh, sit at home. Sorry, I'll be paying you, I'll do this. Some have the notion that I don't want you to work because they think when women work and get money,
they become proud.
Thank you. So I don't want you to work. And some also, he will let you work. But as a head of the home, when the money comes, give it to me. So, and you give the money to him. I always tell people, there's nothing wrong if couples have that kind of arrangement. But when it comes to the time that you need money to do your hair, to buy even your essential needs, and the money is not there, and if you are not fortunate, he might have gone to use it on someone else. It becomes abuse economically.
Okay. Okay, so could we also say that this is an economic abuse? I'm looking at this scenario where the man has allowed you to work. But here is a case, he's allowed you to work, he's making you keep your money to yourself, he's not taking it from you, but he always looks down on that job of yours. So anytime you want to say, oh, today I did A, B, C, you know, something that really made you feel good and you felt like your partner should be happy with you about it, he just, you know, pushes aside. What, that's your kind of job? I mean, that's so simple. Even a 2-year-old can do that and all of that. So
that I wouldn't say is economic violence, but I would say it's
psychological?
Not psychological, sort of, but trying to belittle you.
Yes.
Not appreciating you. And we find that in so many relationships.
Okay.
Because honestly, there are a lot of people who are married, and to be honest, the men at times don't want the women to. It's all about, I don't know how to put it, not to come up more than. There are a lot of men too who are very happy whichever higher ladder their women, partners or wives are climbing up. But there are some who don't want you to come up there. So if he's not appreciating the work that you do, it's not more of economic violence, but he's just not appreciating it. Just not appreciating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it also ends up getting you to be abused somehow.
No,
because
it makes you, you know, it makes you feel bad. Anyone who, if you are doing something and you don't get the encourage, you don't get people to push you up, you definitely get disturbed. And what will make you more disturbed is when you think about the fact that it's no other person than the one that you have said that you love and
That
is
is
not
making you feel this way.
appreciating what you are doing. If it were to be friends outside, you can easily say, you know how we talk. Oh, she's jealous of me, he's jealous of me. But when it comes through that angle, it gets more painful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what will be the fifth
The,
form
the,
of abuse?
We've talked about the economic, and the last one is the traditional violence.
Traditional.
When we talk about traditional violence, we are talking more about widowhood rights.
Okay.
I'm not talking about, we're talking more of cruel widowhood rights.
Cruel ones.
Cruel
Okay.
ones, because our culture is unique. Our custom is beautiful. Normally when someone dies, they let you do, for example, if your husband dies, they let, or your wife dies, you have to do the jaredie. I don't know how some tribes say it, and the things you buy for them to use to bath him or her, and the things they'll use to dress him for the burial and all that. Those things are beautiful, because I always say that even if he or she is alive, you buy them for birthdays or occasions.
Yeah.
But when there are some tribes that they'll let you, especially women, they'll shave your hair, they'll let you say go and bath, maybe at the seafront, at dawn, certain types of food you are not supposed to eat, and all those things that dehumanizes you. And mind you, these things that I'm talking about, normally they will never do it to men.
Okay.
They won't do it to men, because we live in the system whereby our system is more of patriarchal. It's this how it is done, is a men's world. So these are the types that we have. And all these types, when you talk about them and you ask me, they are very dangerous. They have consequences and impacts on people. For example, it brings death. It makes people become mental, especially those who go through psychological violence. They are there, they can
move towards depression, sort of.
Mood swings and all that. So it's things that are not very okay, that we should allow it in the system. And in actual fact, we have a constitution that governs us in chapter 5 of the 1992 constitution. It talks about human rights. And it says that we are all equal. So in no other way that one person should try to, you know, harm the other, because we are all one. And it's even against the law to do that.
Okay. I like the thoughts that you're following right now, but we're going to be going over to the health tips segment, after which we go on a commercial break. When we return, she's going to be letting us know the impact of these various forms. You're welcome back, but I have an interesting message for you from ETV. It says, tune in to ETV Ghana every Sunday at 8 p.m. for an exciting and yet heart-wrenching Indian telenovela titled Ye Terry Gallian. And the story around it is that Shan and Puchki, who are childhood friends, grew up together in a brothel where their mothers worked, but they later get separated and they grow apart. Years go by and Shan later meets Asmita, a beautiful lady who he grows to love, and only to discover that she is Puchki, his childhood friend. Fate works against them as Shan is married to Nandini and Asmita is engaged to someone else. The love they feel for each other leads to Shan being framed for a crime he didn't commit, and he runs away with Asmita. What will happen when Nandini finds out that her husband Shan has a child with Asmita? Watch out and find out what happens next for Shan and Asmita on your favorite telenovela, Yeah Terry Gallian, every Sunday at 8 p.m. only on ETV Ghana and channel 177 and 814 on GoTV. ETV, your world of quality entertainment. And from Voltic, it says, never compromise. Always segregate and recycle your post-consumer plastics. Wondering where to turn? Look out for the special Voltic bins at Vantage Points and drop off your empty plastic bottles. Be the champion. Segregate your waste. Enjoy, twist, recycle. Voltic naturally. So you're welcome back to the show, and we're going to continue from where we stopped the conversation. She was going to tell us the impact of the various forms of the abuse. So we are back to you, Esther.
Thank
Take it
you,
away.
Eunice. So when we talk about the impacts, as I was saying earlier.
Okay, please hold it there. Please, mothers, the phone lines are going to be activated right now, and the number is on the screen. So try and call in so that we get to ask you a question, and then you win your Yamvita hamper. And the number is 0555 65 7278. 0555 65 7278. All right, I'm waiting for your calls, so please, thank you very much.
Thank you. So when it comes to the impacts, when you talk about the physical one, you get someone, if your hand is being broken, hits with something, you can get broken fractures, swollen eyes. There are some people you work with them, they come to work, or your friends, you see them, their eyes are swollen, and when you ask them, oh, I hit my head against the wall.
Okay.
And they are always hiding it because we live in a society where people are not so much exposed to reporting abuse.
And even if you report it, people will say you are the one ruining your home.
Yes.
Why would you go and tell them? You should have come for us to settle it amicably.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's not really working. They've been trying to settle it and it's not working.
Yeah. And when you talk of the psychological, you are talking of people going mental, they can't function well in schools. And even when it's on children, they go to school and they can't do well. When you see, normally there are two types of consequences that affect children. Let me divert.
Okay.
For children, there are two types. When they are living in abusive homes.
I hear we have a call already. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, could you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Esnam. I'm calling from Kokomeme.
You're calling from Kokomemle?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So have you been watching this show?
Yes, I have.
You've been watching this show, so I can ask you questions around the show and you can answer?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let's see how well you know about the show, okay?
Okay.
All right, so who hosted the first season of the African Women's Voices show?
The first season.
The first season. This is the second season, and do you know the name of the
Yes.
one who hosted the first season?
Yes. Mr. No, Sister Joe, if I'm right.
Excellent. So please hold on. The producer is going to talk to you, and then you come over and collect a gift. Nosisa Doe was
Okay.
actually the one
Thank
who...
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so please, let's go ahead.
So with children, there are two ways it affects them. When they live in abusive relationships, it has a toll on them.
Yes.
And when it is done directly on them too, it has a
done
toll
on them.
a toll on them. So all these things I'm talking about, we have to know that it's very important that we try our best to have a violence-free society to live in.
Thank you very much.
We try our best.
That is what we all look forward
Yes.
to, a violence-free society.
And when it comes to the sexual violence, when someone is being raped, some of the consequences that comes with it, if it's in their younger ages, they grow up and can become promiscuous.
Okay.
Because they realize that if I'm keeping myself and someone can, do this to me, after all, what next?
What's the point?
Anybody comes, I will give in. And the other thing too, some also can become very frigid and traumatized. So they grow and go into relationships, married. Whenever their husbands are coming to them, they are scared.
Okay.
Till they get a psychological counseling. It has a lot of toll on them.
So this goes to our men listeners. Please, if it gets to a point where maybe your spouse or your partner becomes frigid or uncomfortable when you are approaching, let's not get angry. Let's rather seek help for the person to be
Find out
cancelled.
maybe.
Yeah, and to find out if there's a situation, and then you work it out together.
Yeah. And it can also lead to early deaths. There are some people who are being raped and bleed to death.
Okay.
Some also, it brings about teenage pregnancy or unwanted pregnancy. And with the economic violence, normally it brings about broken homes.
Okay.
It makes women more dependent on men because they are not working, they don't have anything to do, and they are staying in the relationship. They have nowhere to go, so they have to stay in it, and children can't go to school and all sorts of things like that. And even with the economic value, you see that the man is hiding all the family income from the woman, and at the end of the day, it has a lot of disturbances.
Yes.
It doesn't make people live right. And when you have all these things going on, especially for women, any country that doesn't build up the rights of women, that doesn't see to the welfare of women, your developmental aspect doesn't go on well, because women, we are many, we do a lot of things. So we need that kind of peace and sanity at the workplaces, in our homes, to be able to, you know, build a better nation for all of us, to enjoy the Ghana that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you said has really been very revealing, but I'm seeing a situation whereby some people may be living in abusive homes or abusive relationships, and they have absolutely no idea that they are in an abusive relationship. How would you be able to know that you are in one?
Okay.
Talking from the perspective of women, we know that men are also abused, so don't think that we are just being biased here. But African Women's Voices is for women, and our men's lounge is for men. So when we are discussing abuse on the men's side, okay, you could, air out your feelings and your whatever it is you want to say on our men's lounge show. Okay.
So when it comes to, as we were saying, a lot of people don't know. So from earlier on, when I try to explain about the types that we have, I think someone is watching and might say that, oh, so this is the thing. This is what it is. But then some of the signs that will make you know that you are staying in an abusive relationship. When the person is isolating you, when we talk about isolating, I don't want you to go here.
Okay.
I don't want you to take this one as your friend. I don't want you to go to this, your auntie. Normally they do that in the sense that they want you for themselves. So whatever they are doing to you, you don't get help anywhere. Because they know that if they get to Eunice, Eunice will be able to let her know that this thing is an abuse. And the whoever is going through it becomes aware. They use love. I hate you because when I told you don't go here, you went. And I do that because I love you. I'm jealous when you do that. But love is not jealous.
No.
Love is not jealous. Are you getting me? So and normally when you hear that thing, in the end, it makes the woman continue to stay in such relationship, because you, in the end, he doing that to you, you rather turn out to feel guilty. So you talk to a friend, oh, Kojo did this to me. Your friend advises you, you go to say it. Next time you are in there because Kojo told you, oh, I did that because I love you when I said you shouldn't go. So next time you can't tell Eunice, and you are saying it there. Then you start feeling guilty because you tell yourself, because he loves me and he said I shouldn't go here, I shouldn't do this if I had not done it. So those things, when you are in them, let me tell you, it's not love. If I know that most of us in Ghana here are Christians.
Yes.
And even any religion you pick up, love, definition of love is, I think, what we have in the Bible. Love is not boastful, love is not
patient,
jealous.
it's kind,
So at times when I'm doing trainings, I tell people, if we even just go by what the definition we have for love in the Bible, those of us as activists, we wouldn't even have work to do. Are you getting me? Because when you say love, the explanation is there. But they do this, don't go here, don't do this. So all those things, and when the woman realized also he has nowhere to go, so he then turned out to say the man will use all sorts of things to threaten you. If you do this, I'll leave you. And we live in a society when you're a woman and at a certain age you are not married, you know.
Yes. Yes. I
You
can
know
understand, yes.
how the title misses marriage is very beautiful. But marriage doesn't make you, if you are not married, it doesn't make you less a woman. So if someone is staying in such relationship, the man keeps on threatening them. And before you realize, they have nowhere to go, because if you go, people will say, we told you that this girl, you can never marry. So all these things, they kind of harbor them and stay in them.
Wow, thank you very much. We're going to be going for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Back, and we gently want to remind you that May is the Health and Sanitation Month on YFM, Happy FM and ETV Ghana. Tune in every day as we give information on the best waste management practices for homes and businesses. So we mean you should tune in on YFM, Happy FM and ETV Ghana to receive health tips, diet tips, personal hygiene tips and the latest updates on the coronavirus. We will also bust some health myths and help you make the best decisions to ensure you live a healthy life in a clean environment. Okay, I'm hearing that we have a caller right now. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey, I like the way you're excited. How are you? What's your name?
I'm enjoying the show.
Awesome.
My name is Baba.
What's your name, please?
Baba.
Baba, please, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Aoshi.
Okay, Awoshi. Last stop, Market, Abrantia. Which area of Awoshi are you calling? Onyinasi. Okay, say hello to Onyinasi people and not Dogono people, okay?
Yeah, I will.
All right, so please, have you been watching the show? Have you been regular?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you to answer this question for me.
Okay.
When do we have the repeat broadcast of the African Women's Voices show?
At Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah.
The repeat broadcast, when do we repeat this show? We have it on Tuesdays at 4 p.m., yes.
Yeah.
What
Tuesday.
other day do we repeat it?
Sundays, I think, yeah.
On Sundays. Oh, you just missed it by one day. Maybe you have to call back again and then try another question, okay? We actually repeat the African Women's Voices show on Saturdays at 12 noon. So cut the line, call back again, you could get the chance. Okay, all right. So the director is telling me right now that, okay, for calling in, we are still going to give it to you, okay? Hello, are you there? Baba, are you there? Oh, Baba has missed. Baba, if you're watching, still call us and get your hamper. I've been told that you can still get your hamper for calling in, okay? Thank you. All right, because our time is almost up, I would really like you to give advice to women, to the government, or to whoever you feel really has to hear what message we are preaching. Because being a facilitator and a trainer and someone who's into human rights and women activism, we really believe that you've got a lot of experience and you can really help us see how we can shape up our society and have a violence-free society. So please, that's your camera. I'd like you to talk to the people who matter.
Okay. I will say that, as I said earlier, we need to have a violence-free society.
Sure.
And first, let me take it to the government. There's a lot for the government to do, state agencies. When you talk about state agencies, the police more under DOFSU. We have SHRAJ, NCC, the Gender Ministry. Everyone should, you know, we are all doing our best, but we should beef it up. In the communities, in the urban and rural areas, we should try our best to fish out these people who try to abuse people, especially women and children. And when cases are taken to the police station, the seriousness that it needs to be taken should be done. My next one goes to my friends, the media people.
Okay.
We know we work along with you, and we pray that whenever you are doing reports on such issues, try your best to put it in all its seriousness, especially the account-speaking people, the stations. At times, they are doing the reporting, but the trivialization makes it loses content of the seriousness. Someone might be listening, but by the time they finish that somebody has been killed, somebody has been raped, the seriousness is gone. They are doing their best, but when it comes to these things, it's against the rights of a person, and we should attach all the seriousness we need. I'm talking more to men and young men, married men, and everyone. If you claim to love someone, try and live, you know, in any relationship, the best way is proper communication. If you don't have proper communication, whatever that brings or causes the abuse, the two of you met and decided you love and you want to live together. I'm not saying it's going to be all that rosy and cozy, but you can sit down and talk and know your differences. Whoever is at fault, you say sorry and move on, because honestly, life is short. And also, we should know that when you are trying to abuse someone, there are laws that can, you know, deal with you. And the women and children, we should all try and do our best to have a very good homes. Finally, I just want to say that as much as we are talking about more for women and children, when it comes to the Domestic Violence Act, it talks also for everyone. So especially women who live with people's children and you abuse them, it's also wrong. So if we want a violence-free life, just as we're talking about the fact that the men shouldn't abuse their women in any form or the children, likewise, my fellow women, as our president will say, let's all try our best to have a better place for our homes, for our children, because when the children see this kind of abuses, it affects them. And we know that they are future leaders. And when they live in such homes, they grow up to become like that. And it won't be well for us as Ghana. Ghana is a good place. We all don't have anywhere to go. So let's make it a better place to stay. Thank you all.
Oh, and thank you very much. That was quite, I mean, elaborate, because everyone has a role to play. That's why you actually gave all of us what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And we are going to try our best to make it better and have a violence-free Ghana. Okay, so please, I'd like our audience to know that if they have any case of violence or abuse, there's a place to call, and that's DOFSU. So if the producer can please put that on the screen so that people get to know, you know, who to call and how to go about issues around violence.
There's also the ACK Foundation. Do you know about ACK Foundation?
Okay. All right, so now you've gotten the number of DOFSU for you to be able to have your concerns around violence or abuse, you know, addressed. And we're also going to be having a wonderful session organized by Happy FM. And this has to do with the effects of COVID-19 on football clubs in Ghana. And speaking on that day is Wilfred Osei Kweku Palmer, founder of Tema Youth FC. We're going to be having Mr. Frederick Moore, Managing Director of Hearts of Oak. We're going to be having Mr. George Amwako, Chief Executive Officer of Asante Kotoko. Madam Hilary Boateng, Ghana Women's League Committee Chairperson. George Efriye, founder of Planners Athletic Club. And we're going to have Nana Yao Aponsa, founder and president of the Far Rangers. And definitely, we're going to be having as moderators our very own Ohini Bampo Brinya as one of the moderators. And we also have another moderator, Benjamin Willie Graham. And it's going to be taking off on Thursday, 21st May 2020. And the time is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and it's going to be via Zoom. So you need to be able to watch out for the link, you know, on Happy FM, on ETV Ghana and YFM platforms. You get the link, the Zoom link, and then you join in and have your conversation. So it's been very wonderful having you on the show today. And I want to say a very big thank you to you for sitting down and watching us. And we've had Esther Dakumensa from the Gender Center and talking to us today around what violence and abuse is about. And she's also the founder of Breaking Fast with the Lord Ministry. Wow, that's beautiful. That was why you were able to also give us some pointers from the Bible, because already you've got your roots in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are not going to let you go like that. We have a beautiful presentation from Yum Vita to you.
Wow.
And you are going to be receiving this beautiful
I wasn't
hamper from us.
expecting it.
And aside the beautiful hamper from Yum Vita, Voltic also says you need to stay hydrated in this corona times, and we need you to be hydrated, you know, by Voltic. And Voltic says naturally. So once you take Voltic, you just keep saying naturally, naturally, naturally. Thank you very much for being part of the show. The repeat broadcast comes to you on Saturday at 12 noon. I'll see you again next week, Tuesday.